Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Shutters and Speed. You join me today on a very familiar road on the Downham Market to Swaffham L1122, and we're making our way to Narborough Social Club for their bike evening. So we're hoping it's going to be a great evening. So as we say here in Norfolk, without further ado, we'll run them their titles, boy, and get into it. Yeah, so welcome back to Shutters and Speed. Yeah, this evening we're heading out on a sort of a nice evening ride to Narborough, only about 15 miles or so, and we're going to the Narborough Social Club bike night, as it were. I think they hold one or two of these during the course of the year, and this is being held in late April. Now, I used to spend a lot of time in Narborough and having a great affinity to the place. And I know that one or two people hopefully will be there that I know, and there could even be one or two people who've been on the channel before, but we'll get there, have a look at the bikes, have a chat with a few people, and hopefully have a great evening. Now, just a bit of an update really. I have been out on the old Yamaha a few times, but I haven't really done anything that I thought was interesting enough to record a vlog or record a movie, if you like. So there's been one or two things changed. The first thing is I've had to put a new battery on the old Yamaha as she was starting to play up. I had a few issues towards the end of last year and the beginning of this biking season, where even though I thought I'd charged the battery up, the bike wouldn't run at tick over, which was proven to be quite annoying. Because I was having to keep the revs up to get going. Once I got going and then presumably got a bit more charge back in the battery, everything was okay. But I went online to have a bit of research, and I found this guy who was talking about batteries in cars, and he was saying that for the fuel injection system on modern vehicles, he was talking about cars obviously, but I'm assuming it applies to bikes as well, they need at least 9 volts in the battery to enable the fuel injection systems to run correctly. And I thought, I wonder if that's my problem, because I was starting to think maybe it was the remap I had and perhaps that was having some effect. But it turned out not to be the case, because I changed the battery and everything now seems quite good. So that was something that was a problem that was overcome quite easily. So the battery's been replaced, and this bike is now 7 years old, almost to the day. And it came out. It was on the battery that it came out of the showroom with when it was brand spanking new. So 7 years out of a battery, I guess, is not too bad. I have adopted a different regime. I never used to bother with the Optimate style of battery maintenance, but I am now. So hopefully all my battery worries are over, certainly for this year. And then the bike went in for its annual service and MOT, came out without a blemish on its record, so we're all set for another biking season, which is fantastic. Yeah, so like I say, we're heading off to Narborough here. Just have to watch this crossroads. This is a bit of a notorious one for people pulling out. Just take that nice and easy. Yeah, we're okay. So, you know, it's great to be out on this late April evening, and like I say, we're going to go and have a look at some bikes, have a chat with a few people and see how we get on, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. And so we'll see you there. I'll get there, get parked up, get set up, we'll have a wander about.
Yeah, so here we are arriving at Narborough Social Club's bike night. We are parking up and getting ready to have a look around, and we're looking along the line here of various bikes, street type, adventure, tourers and the like, which are all very interesting in their different guises, as it were. And coming up shortly, we're just having a quick look at this cruiser here, but coming up very shortly is a Suzuki GT750 from the 1970s. Now I did have a go on one of these in a fairly recent video, and if you'd like to have a look at that video, here it is now in its beautiful blue colour. A link will appear in the top right hand corner of the screen and also in the description below. We're now about to have a look at a Norton Commando from last Tuesday, as it were, which looks resplendent, but also we're now going to take a look at a lovely Motor Guzzi V50.
Yeah, so here we are with this beautiful Motor Guzzi V50 owned by our good friend Steve here, who's kindly come on the channel to have a chat with us about it. So Steve, what is your affliction to Motor Guzzi V50s then?
Well, I never had a affliction to Motor Guzzis at all, and I've always ridden British bikes of the 60s and 70s throughout my 40 years on bikes. However, I always sort of hankered after a Motor Guzzi, but never really wanted to spend the money on the big 850s or Le Mans. So this came up from a friend of a friend, half liked it, took it down the road, fell in love with it, and just bought it there and then.
Excellent. Well, that's brilliant. So is it in standard trim, or was it in standard trim when you bought it?
It was pretty much standard trim, although somebody had started to calf racer it and just hacksawed the back off it. It wasn't running particularly well, and it had stood for a long time. So a bit of searching on eBay and auto jumbles, found some new side panels for it and grafted on the back end of unknown origin, but sits pretty well. Standard pipes, Chinese carbs for £15 each, which run very well, better than the Delautos, and a bikini fairing.
That's excellent, excellent. Well, as I said to you before we came on camera, my wife had one of these back in the 80s, so that's what drew me to it in the first place. And I mean, that was fantastic to her. I mean, that took us to Cornwall and Scotland a couple of times, her on that and me on my CB900. And I used to ride it occasionally, and I quite liked it. And I've got another friend who's also got one of these, and he is sort of in love with it as well, which is obviously great. And so that's what drew me to it, because interestingly you said that not many people look at it that much.
No, people walk by it, they think it's a moped, the size of it. It's not a big bike compared to looking around here.
No.
But if you sit on it and ride it, the fun's on the back roads.
Yeah.
It handles beautifully, it's extremely light, it's easy to ride and reliable. So there's a lot to be said for it.
Absolutely, and it's quick enough too, isn't it?
It's quick enough.
Yeah,
it's quick enough for the back roads, and when you hit a pothole, you're not doing 150 mile an hour.
Well, thank you very much, Steve, for having a chat with us on the channel.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So we're taking a look here at the overall scene here at the bike night. Everybody's congregating around, enjoying themselves and chatting away, and they're also queuing up at the old burger bar there, ready for something to eat. And as we listen to the rumble of the superb Harley Davidson V-twin waiting to depart, we're going to have a little chat with their Harley Davidson trike owner Beans and his fabulous machine.
So we're here with my good friend Beans, and he's got this beautiful Harley Davidson trike in front of me. So Beans, can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, I acquired the trike last year from a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
The model is a Harley 883 with a stage 2 1200 conversion, and hopefully in time come I'll be adding more bits and pieces to upgrade it to my standard.
Oh right. And what sort of bits and pieces might they be?
Just bits more chrome, bits and pieces. I'm thinking about getting the forward a bit more on the front, make it a bit lighter on the steering.
Yeah.
And I might change the exhaust system later. So instead of 2 like that, a bit 2 into 1, short pipes, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, oh, excellent. Well, I mean, I don't know if you need any more chroma polish, do you? Really?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you keep on top of it, it don't take long to do.
No, I guess not. And I don't suppose it sees much rain either, does it?
Well, it does go out in the rain.
Oh, does it? Okay. Well, fair play to you.
Just take a bit longer to clean. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, I mean, there's been a few trikes here this evening, and they are attracting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And you mentioned off camera that you have taken it down to the Ace Cafe a few times.
Yes, I've been there quite a few times.
Yeah. And I can imagine that being the centre of attention there as well. Probably
great.
more so than you, believe it or not.
Oh yes. Yeah, well they do have a trike day in London at the Ace Cafe. I believe June, July.
Okay.
I haven't been for a few years,
Yeah.
but I used to go there quite regular. So hopefully I'm going to be up there again this year.
So do you ride a single bike, a solo bike as well, or just this?
Just to try.
Yeah, okay. And as if by magic, we've got one now appearing. Fantastic. Lovely. Well, thank you very much for coming on the channel, Beans.
My pleasure.
And all the best to you.
Yeah, and you.
So here is another trike, and this one is particularly special. It's a Yamaha VMAX based machine, and it's operated by a disabled rider, as it were, who's in a wheelchair and is able to operate it without the help of anybody else, which I think was fantastic because it gets him out on a bike and gets him to meetings like this. He was a little shy to come on camera, but I had a good chat with him about it. And now we'll have a chat with another disabled lady on yet another trike.
Well, I'm joined here by the lovely Linda, who's just rocked up on this beautiful Harley Davidson trike. And I have to say, it sort of there's been a bit of a theme this evening with trikes of one type or another. There's been one over here that has been converted for use by a wheelchair user in a very lucid green colour. And this lady here has just converted, or had this Harley Davidson converted to a trike. So Linda, how did that come about?
Well, with me being disabled, you know, the bigger bike over there was kind of like too heavy and bought the Sportster. And then my other half triked it.
Wow.
So he stuck a $4.5 grand Frankenstein axle on it.
Wow, yeah.
Which was rather expensive. That's not including your wheels, your tyres,
Yep, so it's
handbrake and that.
So it's quite an expensive job.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
But what it does in that, because I know you, I know that you're a little bit infirm at the moment, and so it just enables you to get out and about on your bike in relative comfort and enjoy the scenery.
That's right.
Well, that's fantastic.
And I drive as well.
Oh,
so
do you?
got
Excellent.
My own car,
yeah, brilliant. So, any plans for the bike for the future?
Well, hopefully I'll get out to, you know, go and see sights again and
Oh,
that, you know,
fantastic.
depending obviously on how much pain I'm in.
Yeah.
It's just that nowadays you've got to be so careful with painkillers, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It's worse than drinking, isn't it, apparently? So.
But at least by virtue of the fact that this has been converted just for you, you're able to get out and about and enjoy yourself.
Yes, I can.
Well, thank you very much for having a chat with me, Linda.
Fine.
And all the best
Nice
to you.
to meet you too.
Thank you very much.
So here we are looking at yet another trike. There's a trike theme developing this evening, and this one surely deserves a look. It's certainly an impressive looking beast, and although I didn't get to chat to the lucky owner of this machine, so I don't know much about the specs and so forth, I think you would agree that it is a very striking looking machine and attracts attention wherever it goes. And so to end this evening, I thought what I would do is just wander over to the Blood Bikers and have a word with them and get some idea from them about their work and what they get up to.
Yeah, so I'm here now with Sandy from the, is it the Norfolk Blood Bikers?
It is, yeah, Norfolk Blood Bikes.
Yeah, and they're here tonight promoting their business, as it were. And I just thought I'd have a quick word with Sandy here, and so perhaps he could have a chat with us about the aims of this evening.
My delight, delighted. Well, the Norfolk Blood Bikes are a charity and a community of volunteers that help the NHS here in Norfolk, our hospitals and the air ambulance. And what we do every night, our volunteers are on call to answer the needs of our local hospitals. So we're available. There's 5 volunteers on every single night, a controller on the phone, and then we've got 4 mobile on bikes and in cars. And so whenever the hospital needs something out of hours, like extra blood after a road accident or an operation or an urgent sample that needs to be tested for an illness or a disease, we're the guys that they call. So our controller picks up the phone and answers the phone and then deploys one of our team across anywhere in the county.
Okay.
And so every night 5 volunteers, and we are on duty 365 nights of the year, plus every weekend daytime and every bank holiday.
Wow.
So tonight we're here really just helping raise awareness of the charity, of what we do, having a conversation with a lot of the bikers who many of them might know about us or might have seen us passing on the road. But awareness is one key thing for any charity, is enabling people who can then choose to support us in different ways.
Absolutely. Either by putting some cash in the bucket or actually actively taking part and
Correct,
getting
absolutely.
involved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And many of our members who've joined the charity have come through from awareness activities and promotional events like tonight.
Absolutely. So, and obviously you've got a great audience here tonight.
Yes.
But your colleague was telling me earlier off camera that you actually even turn up at like supermarkets and still get a huge amount of interest.
We do. You know, the general public visiting at shops are, I think, quite often used to charities being outside a supermarket, waving a bucket and looking for some cash. I think where we come in, and we do that occasionally, and they are very lucrative, and you know the charity needs the cash to keep the wheels turning.
Yes, absolutely.
And supermarket activities, when we meet the general public, we're always bowled over about how generous they will be with us. I'm not sure if that's the same with all charities, but because as an organisation we're there to help every single member of the public in Norfolk, young, old and everything in between, blue, red and orange, whatever you are, whoever you are in Norfolk, when you need something in emergency, we're the ones that the hospitals are called to help them out. Yep. And so that's why we're available to everybody, and I think our donors and the general public starting to really get that and understand.
Well, that's fantastic. And I don't doubt as well that you get a huge amount of satisfaction out of doing the job. You know,
I speak for all of us. You know, there's 100+ volunteers across the county, and I think that's the element of being able to do something meaningful to help other people. And it's fun on a nice night like tonight to be out on a motorcycle. It's not fun at 3 o'clock in the morning in October or January when it's not particularly great weather. But we will go. You know, no matter what, we're there to support the needs of the hospitals and the East Anglian Air Ambulance here in Norfolk every night.
Well, thank you very much. I think that's a good way to end, and thank you so much for your time and having a chat with me on my channel.
Superb. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Well, we're now making our way away from Narborough Social Club on what has been a very enjoyable evening. I hope by now that you've seen the range of people that I was able to chat to about both their bikes and also charity work as well. And obviously it proved to be very fruitful and enjoyable for everybody. I must say that I enjoyed meeting everybody there tonight, and I hope that they all make their way home safely, as do I. I mean, I hope that I obviously get there as well. So I think that it only leaves me to call a halt to proceedings here and now. So without further ado, until next time, do you keep on a troshin', boy, as we say here in Norfolk.